So I'm here to introduce you to a new device you'll be seeing on the trucks very soon, and I think that everyone will like it. It's called the Spear, which is for chest decompressions. So let's get into it and we'll see how it works. So with the Spear, as you pull it out of the case, it's a small, rounded, almost like a ink pen type of case. You'll see the needle, and it is a 10 gauge 3 3/4 inch needle. The top comes off, the spear is inside, and you'll notice that on the top of this you have a small device which is your one-way valve. All of this device stays together until you make your puncture to the pleural space. At that point, once the catheter is inside, the catheter would then come off, the top would then come off of the needle. The needle is then disposed into a sharps container. With the catheter in the pleural space, this is then attached, the top is then attached to the top of the catheter. This becomes your one-way valve. Very easy, very simple, a lot easier than the previous device that we had. So here's an example of placing the spear to the right side of the chest. If we have a suspected pneumothorax to the right side of the chest, we're going to remove our spear. We're going to find our second or third intercostal space. Remember, the first rib is under the clavicle, so here would be our first space, second space, and the third space is right here. So between either the second or third intercostal space. So we're going to look here at the third intercostal space. We would clean our site. Remember, we're going to go over the top of the rib. So we're actually going to go over the top of the fourth rib. Make our puncture. We should hear a whoosh of air. The spear comes out, the needle would then go into a sharps container. The top then becomes the one-way valve, and the spear is then secured to the chest. So we can also use the fifth intercostal space, anterior or mid-axillary, anterior mid-axillary or in the mid-axillary line. So the anterior axillary line would be where at the anterior part of the armpit, and then the mid-axillary line would be at the center of the armpit. So we're going to use the fifth intercostal space. We're going to get our spear ready. Again, we would find our landmarks. So here is the first rib, second rib, third rib, fourth rib, fifth rib, the fifth intercostal space, mid-axillary. We would clean that. Again, we would go over the top of the sixth rib. Once the catheter is in, we remove our needle. That then goes into a sharps container. We put our one-way valve on, and then we reattach or secure the catheter.